That is it. We are recording. You all right there, Pete?
Oh, he has the cap. Jinxie cap. You're like Robert De Niro there.
Listen, guys, we are doing a podcast with the one and only Finglas's finest, Darren Conway. Darren, thanks for coming on.
Thanks for having us, lads. Appreciate it.
Darren, thanks very much for coming on, Darren. You're a legend.
It's my pleasure, honest to God now. My pleasure.
So, Darren, we met. The first time we met you was in Fibbers. We were doing the charity gig for when myself and Pete ran from Dublin to Mayo, and was you went up on stage first?
I went up on stage, yeah.
Yeah, was that your first stand-up gig?
It would have been around probably the third now, but every single one of them I hated. I didn't hate the night. The night still be brilliant. Like it's just when you're on there, it's a lot different.
I feel very much the same, Darren. I hit the nerves to get me. I had to be going for a piss about 6 or 7 times, you know.
I do have a good 30 shites.
Well, the funny thing is, and Pete will tell you this, I don't get nervous at all.
I remember you saying that before, yeah.
I love the buzz. I just love jumping on. If things are going wrong, that's when I get nervous.
Yeah.
But when I get up, I can't wait to get on stage, and that's just me. And there's been 1 or 2 times for some reason, and one of them was a smaller gig down in Cork. I got fear.
What was that?
It was just a stupid hanger in the background that was annoying me.
Yeah. I was like that earlier with something else that was up there. I had to get rid of it. There you go.
Go ahead anyway. Yeah.
So, is it something that you'd like to go down the lives?
I have been thinking of it. Like I think I'd rather do some character stuff rather than just myself kind of telling a couple of jokes. I'd rather kind of do the character stuff maybe down the line.
Brilliant. Yeah. There's a big demand for you to do the live stuff, I'd say, Darren. They love your videos and stuff. I just watched. I'm not up to speed with social media or anything. I'm kind of like an old man, but I watched the one where your mate is coming to ask you to come out to play. I don't know if that's one of your recent ones. And the heads and volleys. I love the heads and volleys because I remember we used to play heads and volleys as well. That's universal, like, I think.
It's relatable, yeah. It's relatable enough with the ice cream van and all and everything, and it's stuff we all done when we were a kid, you know, growing up.
And making forts as well. That was very funny.
Yeah, we used to call them bases. A base. Come on, we build a base. Yeah. It'd be something shite made out of twigs, and you'd be drowned going home.
You grew up in Finglas, didn't you?
Yeah.
Yeah. What was it like growing up? A lot of people were asking that last night. What was it like growing up in Finglas?
We had a great upbringing now in Finglas. Like, it was just constant crack, like, you know, like the way yous will probably be in Mayo and where yous are down there. I think it's all the kind of the same. It depends who you hang around with to create the kind of atmosphere. But I was always just with a gang of messers, you know. Nothing too major. Like, we wouldn't be causing havoc. It'd be all just banter. But it was brilliant, like, you know. Keeping
the crack going. And would you ever see yourself moving out of Dublin, or is Dublin going to be where that's it? You're settled there.
Yeah, I can't see myself ever moving out of even Finglas, to be honest, or in and around that area even. Like, the furthest I'd probably go is Santry or Ballymun, and that's just up the road, you know. Just I don't know, just maybe if something came up, maybe I'd have to, or I don't know. We'll see. Yeah. Like, it's
for some reason I can just see that you're happy. You're happy in Dublin. Dublin is where it happens for you, and that's it.
Yeah.
Your cat there is roaming around there, Pete.
Sorry, lads. Cat there in the background. I don't know. He's playing holy fuck. But Darren, I knew you were a good crack. Actually, I met you before that gig. You came down to Mayo and you did a video with. I'll go this side. I'll go this side because the cat is fucking stealing our attention. But you did a video, Jamie J, I think it was, and
down and we were eating the mayonnaise. Remember?
he was eating a big tub of mayonnaise, and I was like, no introduction or nothing, just him eating a big tub of mayonnaise. I was like,
that was me eating that. It was ice cream.
Yeah, I know. I knew it was ice cream eventually. But I thought this lad's going to get a fucking heart attack. He's eating a tub of mayonnaise. But he emptied out a tub of mayonnaise and he filled it full of ice cream. And it was a part of the sketch, and I thought it was very funny.
When I seen it first, that was done ages ago, and I only seen it about 6 or 7 months ago. I actually genuinely looked like mayonnaise, and I love mayonnaise, but I nearly got sick.
That was just ice cream, but the idea behind that was mayo, obviously mayo. So I love mayo. Like, why do you like mayo so much? Like, it's just a great place, and I'm just eating.
But also, you did a funny face as well. It looked like you were a bit deranged when you were eating the mayonnaise. Like,
I suppose I wanted to come across that it was actually mayonnaise. I can't really remember. It's such a long time ago.
Yeah.
How is that? Owen was in it too.
Owen was in it. That must have been
6 years ago. I'd say 6 or 7 years ago.
Yeah, it must be 6 or 7 years ago. It was crazy.
Easily, yeah.
It was very funny though. It was very funny. And
how much Darren is? Sorry, Pete, for cutting over you. How much Darren is character, and how much is it you that's coming out in the videos and
that? 99.9% character.
Yeah. And
then 1% is just, I don't know, just myself to an extent, but it's all just away from myself,
Yeah. Do you know what? When I met you in Fibbers, I realized that. Darren, and even more so when I met you, even though I had a few drinks on me.
I think we all did, yeah.
Christmas. That was a crazy night. That I realized that you're so far removed from your character and as you are in real life is just very, very two different beasts.
Very chilled. Yeah,
you're very different in real life, as I say. You're taller in real life, I hear.
I'm 6'2", 6'2" in real life, and 4'8" on the camera.
Good stuff.
How do you find social media?
How do I find it?
Yeah.
I think it's a great platform. It's the only thing that's keeping me ticking over now anyway. So I've always been like a fan of it now, but there is other sides what I don't like. I try just post and stay away and just have the odd look around on Twitter and stuff, but nothing major, because take your focus away, and there's a lot of hate out there, So
yeah, definitely.
There's a lot of bickering on Twitter, and a lot of it's almost like Chinese whispers, but online, kind of.
It's nuts, like.
Yeah, it is nuts.
It's a never-ending cycle of shite of just complete bollocks, like. But
I just watched a few of your videos there on Twitter, and I just read an article. You were in Dublin. Was it Live Dublin? And you were saying that you did a video about Sinn Féin, and Sinn Féin, and then people thought that you were actually a big, massive shinner, like.
That's like, I don't know. I just caught onto that buzz, like, because like being from Finglas, like everything's real, like pro Sinn Féin, pro Republican and stuff, like, so you're kind of just around that situation. But I couldn't give a bollocks about politics, like, I don't read into it. I don't even know anything about it, to be honest, but I just look at what's trending on Twitter, and I'm like, we'll just do something around that, because you're kind of around that atmosphere. Even when I'm working in the pub, like, there's an atmosphere, that sort of like real Irishy ballads kind of atmosphere, so I'd say that's just resonated there to do something like that, because I know all the characters already that I do in them kind of things.
Was there many in the pub last night?
Oh, Jesus. The stay-at-home pub. I haven't had a drink in about 3 or 4 months, to be honest with you.
Yeah, well, I wish I didn't either. I had a couple of Saturday night and I went live. I was wired to the moon. Wired.
Dad, you never drink and go live, Steve. Never drink and go live.
I learned that Saturday night.
You could end up there on a live with all your clothes off or something. You never know if you're full of drink.
that could happen. Yeah, I need to go live without the drinking. That's for a fact. What else was I going to say? You've built up a bit of a connection with Mary Lou, getting back to Sinn Féin. How did that come about?
Same thing, man. Just posting away, and it's just got her attention through it. But she's sound, you know. It's crazy how how she interacts with people online, and like she'd share me stuff and all, which you'd never see Leo Varadkar or the boys doing that, you know.
Oh, never. And in fairness, she doesn't share an awful lot of external stuff. I just know that. And she shared she actually calls you her son.
Our son, yeah.
Wow.
She was on a podcast saying that as well, but she was like, I don't want to break it to him that he's not my son, but I just turned it off before I could hear the rest of that, because it'll just break my heart, you know.
I think someone credited you with Sinn Féin doing. I read somewhere someone credited you for Sinn Féin doing so well in the last election.
Yeah, I don't know how true that is. Maybe I turned a few heads in Finglas that having a breeze what they're voting for, and they were just like, oh, Mary Lou, the boys, like, you know, you up Sinn Féin and all that. So I'd say maybe at least 5 people even.
Well, five.
I tell you one thing, lads. This has nothing to do with anything, but she was a cracker back in the day.
And she still is.
She still is a cracker. Yes, she still is a cracker. But you shouldn't be talking about your mother like that, Darren.
No, she's a lovely. No, I mean she's a lovely woman.
She's a lovely woman.
She's a lovely woman.
Look, she has that look. She always did.
Yeah.
Stephen, you're particularly fond of that look.
I am. Yeah. I'm not fond of any look these days.
Oh, fair enough. You're only fond of one look. You're only fond of one look.
Yeah. And then did you have a little bit of did Varadkar reply to you as well at one stage?
Yeah, I said if you break the radius, that you'll jump out of a bush and start swinging digs.
That's right.
He commented on it saying, I won't for now, but I will abide by blah, 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 and the distancing and stuff. So I was surprised at that. But he was just jumping on the trendy bandwagon, I suppose.
Yeah. It's amazing. It's amazing when you start getting up there and getting. How does it feel to be getting responses from people like that?
It is mad. It feels weird because I'm doing it so long, and then it's like years later, and only kind of connects a bit. Well, it still hasn't fully, but like it's still like it is mad. Like when people like that like respond to you, like they're doing something right, I suppose, and it's nice to be noticed, I suppose, doing what you're doing as well.
Yeah, of course.
That's brilliant. And tell me this, Darren, you've a new show coming up on the internet.
This is the one. Do
you like how I got that segue in there?
This is my Hardy books, man. I'm telling you.
Brilliant. Good stuff.
Well, hopefully, Jason, if it's only even 3/4 as good, I'd be laughing. But
have you filmed yet? Have you filmed and edited already?
Yeah, it's done.
Oh, brilliant. What's
it going up on?
It's going up just on socials, just Instagram, the IGTV thing, and then I'm gonna put it on YouTube and link it onto Twitter from YouTube, and hopefully it gets a bit of a viewership on YouTube then. But it's a tough one. Like I try not to think about like views and stuff, because sometimes you let yourself down, you know. So
that's the thing with social media. Sometimes you put up a video and you think to yourself, you sort of know in your heart that you think it's shite, and then it turns out like it just explodes.
Yeah, that's it. It's strange how it works.
And then other times you think to yourself, well, this is brilliant and this is going to go crazy, and it just completely just flops. And you know that's why I asked about social media. Sometimes you can let it affect your thinking.
That's it.
Yeah,
I think it just do your thing like right away, and then go out and record, and then post that, and just whatever. Don't think if it's going to do good or bad. So then your expectations won't deceive you, you know.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah, social media is very weird. Like myself and Steve and Chris and the boys, we could spend like 2 days doing a video, and it does shit. And then Steve might put up a picture and it does fucking brilliant. And you're like, where's the justice in that? Like, you know what I mean?
I think it's just down to what people are doing in that present moment and who it's going out to online, like the algorithm thing. I never, like, I always take pride in like doing a good sketch, like, but if it doesn't get a good reaction, I still think it's good, you know. I'd never kind of shit on it and say, oh, it's bad because X amount of people didn't see it, you know, that way. It's just down to the way social media works.
Yeah. So just don't let it affect your mental health, really.
Yeah, basically, just get on with it and enjoy what you've made. It doesn't matter who's seen it or not, you know.
Yeah. I think the main thing is that you find it funny yourself and you're making yourself laugh. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Within reason, like, obviously you don't be laughing.
That's it. Like, sometimes you'd look at it and like I find it very hard. Like even that web series thing, I've seen the footage, like the rough cuts, and like I don't laugh at it, like, you know, that way. But I know it's good. I know that if I seen someone else doing that, I'd be like, that's very good, you know, that kind of way. Just the idea, really.
Wait, first of all, how many episodes have you done, and when is it going to be out?
It's just 3 episodes, and they're about 6.5 to 7 minutes long each, and it's out on Sunday or next Monday.
Okay.
Brilliant.
Like the 15th or 16th.
Do you find days are better for putting stuff up on that?
Certain days. I think a Sunday is great to post at around 8 or 9 p.m. because everyone is, like, I know there's a level 5 and stuff, but like people are still going out and kind of doing their walks and whatever, and their jogs and runs and blah blah blah. But I think like 8 or 9 is a nice wind down time. The football is over, everyone's done the dinner, and then you kind of know to post then and catch that.
Yeah.
I've posted now most of my stuff on a Sunday, like.
Yeah.
Nice.
Your videos have, like, if you don't mind me saying, they've just even gone to another level lately. You hooked up with is it Jared Walsh?
Jerry, yeah, old Jerry Walsh. He's brilliant. Honest to God, I couldn't kind of got in contact with a nicer bloke, you know, and we get each other's kind of direction, you know, that way. And then Joe as well, who jumps in, like Joe McGuckin.
Yeah, he's very funny.
He's a funny man, I swear to God.
He's awful well against you.
Yeah, it's nice. All the stuff we've done now together is all improv, you know. It's mainly just a general idea, and then Jer just presses record and edits the fuck out of it, you know. So
brilliant. Your last video was brilliant. I was telling you, the Git one. It was very well shot, and it got such a reaction around the country. People were sending, as I was saying, people were sending that video to us.
Oh, really?
Yeah, people were sending it to us and actually saying, "Look at this, it's brilliant."
That's crazy, because I initially thought, I was like it's good, it's a good idea and all, it's very well shot, it looked great, but I was like, is there enough in it to make you laugh? And then I realized when it went well that just the idea of it alone, like we could have said anything in it. It's just the fact that it's Irish, isn't it? That it's like a different take.
Yeah, definitely.
Sorry about that, lads. I was just putting out the cat. I actually didn't see the It video, but I heard it's very funny.
It's good. Like, you're not going. I don't think it's one of them where you roll around the house laughing. Maybe some people have, but Stephen will tell you. Did you laugh out loud, or was it kind of just kind of?
Well, even the gags in it were funny, but the way it was shot, you couldn't take your eyes off it. It was like the angles of you looking out, looking on your man with the can rolling down. It was just very well. Everyone is left. The thing is, as well, there's a hook in it because everyone has left the house in the morning time with cans at some stage. It's morning time and he's leaving the house still.
Yeah. And I think Joe done the kind of falling of the cans very well. It looked very believable.
It did, exactly.
You'd be surprised. I was surprised myself now when I seen the final edit of it, because like my part where I was down it's called the storm drain in America. We don't have them here, and I was down there, but that's just in a sitting room, blacked out, the curtains.
Brilliant. That's brilliant. Brilliant.
Pete, you need to watch it because it's so well shot. It's and the sound is perfect in it as well and everything like that. But you done another one where you like you go from in a field and you're flying up into the sky. Was Jar involved in that one?
That was Jar and Joe again, yeah.
You work awful well together.
I tell you, the bleeding ideas some of them we'd never make, but they're mad. Like they're mad.
Actually, one of the questions was that, and I'm just going to write down. It was from Luke Cawley.
Yeah.
Where do you get your ideas for your sketches?
I rob them. No, the ideas are Jesus. It's very spontaneous. Like some of the ideas lately have just been the day before we want to shoot something. We're like, do you want to go out and shoot something? And we're like, what we shoot? And then I was like, blah blah blah. The Git sketch now I had since the first film, but it wasn't that direction. It was just the general idea of it. But normally it's just spontaneous enough now. Some of them I would be kind of sitting on a while, and then they just take a different direction. But the initial idea is there a while, and then some of them are just like we text each other and we're like, do you want to do a video tomorrow? I'm like, yeah, what we do? Let's just do one about flying, or
Yeah.
That's brilliant. That's brilliant that you're casual about it too. You're not. You don't have a strict set video that you're going to do.
Yeah.
You can improv in it too. You wouldn't have a script like.
No, there's a general idea. So, like even sometimes there is a kind of script. We've done one called Bosco, and it's about like Bosco kind of after his TV stuff. And it's just like Joe plays Bosco, and he's in a pub, and he's like, it's almost like the Joker, And
right.
He's
real bitter. Is he bitter?
Yeah. I'm like, can I get a photo with you? It's not for me, it's for my girlfriend. She likes you. I don't think you're funny, kind of thing. And he's like, get the fuck away from me, like, you know what I mean? I'm trying to have a point. And then
I must check that one out.
I'll send that over to you, and then I go into the toilet, and I'm kind of looking in the mirror, and we put out that look inside if you want. What was the knock knock? Who's this? Like a thing he used to say. Yes. See what's on the other side, and then he smashes my head into a mirror, and then he starts doing the Joker dance, and yeah, it's mad.
I haven't that one. I must watch. You done another few with them, and you used I Bagsy that. What is Bagsy? I never heard.
That's the thing.
Like shotgun, is it?
Shotgun is for the passenger seat of a car, so it's basically that analogy. But we all used to religiously say it in Dublin when we were kids. Like, Bagsy that car, you see a car that's really nice. You're like, Bagsy that. I don't know what the term for it in Mayo is, but I know you definitely have it. Where you're like, you want something, so you're like some people call dibs or
dibs. That's what we call it.
Yeah.
So we'd probably say dibs. Yeah, we'd probably say dibs.
There, dibs on that fucking whatever, So it'd be called Bagsy. Where we are.
Nice.
Well, I know, Pete. You probably haven't seen him because Pete tries to stay away from social media as much as
of course. That's a good thing.
Yeah.
But
I try to stay away from social media, but I end up going on YouTube till fucking 4 o'clock in the morning watching fucking sumo wrestlers. You know what I mean? Like,
I always do as well. I like just end up watching like something crazy about animals attacking rhinos or like cheetahs chasing after cats and not catching them because cats are nice.
It's such a rabbit hole to go down because you go on for to check something. I've often gone down to check, we'll say the bank balance or to see something about the news, and suddenly I've completely forgotten why I went on, and it's like that 2 or 3 in the morning, and you didn't actually, you've forgotten what you went on online for in the first place.
Yeah, I'd be the same. Like, you'd be saying to yourself, I'll go to bed now, I'll go sleep for 11, 12, and before you know it, you're watching documentaries about the megalodon.
yes, exactly. And that's a good question. Lead into another question. How do you regulate your social media time? Because it's obviously your job as well at the same time, but then it's obviously entertainment at the same time. But you can cross the two.
Yeah. Well, to be honest, I just kind of see it for what it is, really. I suppose like anyone would just go on and have a look, and then I just post the odd video, you know, that kind of way, or do the odd thing with it. But more or less the same. Like I don't really go like I don't use Facebook or anything like that, you know. I don't. But I'd be on Twitter more now. You see some stuff on Twitter that'd be interesting or whatever, but nothing major.
Yeah, because there's a film out there now at the minute. What is it? Social network, or social dilemma, or something. It's supposed to be. I haven't seen it, but it's supposed to be how the makers, they don't even let their kids on social media because they're so afraid of it. Like, do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, but apparently the algorithms are so unique to our individual likes that they're able to suck us in, you know?
Oh, definitely. Sure, you have the whole thing when you're talking about something like, I need a new Hoover, a Dyson, and then the Dyson pops up, you know? So.
Yeah. Like my father is a perfect example, Pete. You know, he could be watching. He was mad about. He's mad.
Hoover porn. He loved Hoover porn.
But after he's got that out of the system every night, he'd be mad into like Trump, or 9/11 was a big thing there for a long time. But then he got mad into Trump. But of course, all his feed then, when he watched 2 or 3 Trump videos, next thing, all his feed was just giving him more of what he wanted and deeper into it. And eventually, like it was like a vice to him. It was literally like he'd get contrary if he didn't get to watch 2 or 3 videos about Trump every evening.
And would he have to flute out?
Well, flute out, yeah. No other way. I love how you always get the flute out at some stage in a podcast.
I had to mention it. Sorry.
Is that like the go-to thing now?
Yeah, it's just an easy joke. It's an easy joke among men to make men laugh.
It's a funny one. Especially when you don't expect it to come away.
But yeah, no, so the algorithms are feeding into his kind of conspiracy addiction, like. That's what you're saying, yeah.
It's like TikTok. I have TikTok there now, and I only like videos with animals that are funny. You know, like huskies trying to sing and stuff. Not just mad animal stuff. I think it's gas. So I just like all that stuff. But that's all I get now. It's just animals doing crazy shit. So it's just it's nicer that way, isn't it?
We had a TikTok. Well, we're back on TikTok now, but we were banned from TikTok. Our page was like growing. It was growing fast. Next thing, suddenly we got banned. No reason. They sent us no notice at all. No warning or nothing. Just bang.
That's a strange one. I know that. Like the one thing I hate now is you know, the Git sketch we done was posted by an unknown source on TikTok, and it got like 60,000-70,000 likes through that.
Yeah.
And no credit or anything, but then like kind of people just tagging us in the comments. It's just not nice, you know, because we're trying to accumulate views to get out there more, and then it's just someone comes across, they don't know who them people are. There you go, there's the cat. You don't know who them people are, you know, that way.
Well, I'll put this cat out because he's distracted. But
leave him, he's grand.
Feeding him at all. He hasn't grown at all in 2 weeks.
Pardon?
Are you feeding him at all? He hasn't grown in 2 weeks.
I've given him the opposite of steroids to keep him cute. But I gave him what Michael G was eating when he was a young fella. But just to keep him small. But what were you saying there, Darren? Sorry, the cat distracted me. Oh yeah, it's like plagiarism. It's like somebody stealing your jokes. Like they're taking the credit for your.
It's frustrating. It also happened to Joe as well with that pub video.
Yeah, that's the same thing. That was complete. Jesus, that was completely different. They took that now scene for scene and recreated it in a different country.
Yeah.
Wow.
The whole scene for scene, literally.
Yeah. Everything, Pete. It was like identical. It was just different characters.
Wow. Well, like if that was any other industry apart from comedy, you'd have a trademark on it. But comedy, it's hard to trademark jokes. I don't know. How is it possible, or sketches or something? I don't know.
Well, it is impossible, I think now. But like I wouldn't lose sleep over it. You know, if someone takes a video, you take it, you post it, it's out there. You know, but it's fucking annoying.
Yeah, it's annoying that the traffic isn't going to your page after you put
That's
the work.
all it is. That's all it is. And like, I don't mind if it's an outside source, like someone like Meanwhile in Ireland, where they approach you and ask you, can we share something, give you a tag. They probably done it to you in the past. Can we give you a tag? That's no problem at all, you know. But it's the hidden pages that are just called Funny Videos 2020. You know, that is just pisses me off. Like.
Yeah. It's kind of stealing your original joke. Same thing happened to Steve with a lot of memes you were doing. You were doing a lot of memes, and then a lot of other websites stole the memes. But then again, I suppose that's the nature of social media. There's no kind of license at the minute or something. I don't know how it works.
There that I done up, and next thing suddenly people were tagging us in them in like Irish memes, like you said, 2020. And some of them had got like 600-700 shares and likes, and it was on our page, and I might only get 50 or 60 because someone had stolen it already ahead of us.
It's a load of shite, man.
Yeah. But look,
take credit for it for yourself, you know, as a good thing, because you made something funny anyway. So
well, that's it. That's the way I look at it. And I know if it wasn't meant to be, it wasn't meant to be. But it is frustrating. Some of them work, some of them don't. It's just the way it is. There was one. I photoshopped Pete into when the Royals visited Galway.
That's right. Yes. Yeah.
I done a funny story to go with it, and the next thing that was shared, and there was like some 2 or 3 other lads started sharing it around Galway, and the next thing was all over the place. So it was already out there. But anyway, that is just the nature. Do you ever get? How do you deal with negative criticism, if you get any?
To be honest, I'm not going to say I don't look at comments. Like I look at whatever's happening. You know what I mean? You kind of get stuck in it a bit sometimes. But the odd time now you'd see something very bad, not even very bad, just like not for me, or I don't like this fella, he's shy, he's funny, he's just another X, Y, and Z, without naming people who do other stuff, and you know, that kind of way. But at the end of the day, like, it doesn't bother me. It really doesn't. I've learned to just, you know,
filter it out.
I'm in my own bubble, man, and if you don't like it, whatever, you know, because like, there's people out there that don't like, for example, Adam Sandler. They think that his films are too childish, and I'd be like, he's a god, you know, that way. So, like,
I wouldn't particularly be gone on Adam Sandler now.
See, it depends what era you grew up, you know. Like, I was born in '92. And Peter, you would have been about 45 then.
I deserved that one. I liked Happy Gilmore now. I liked Happy Gilmore.
Yeah, that's like, I would have grow up with them films. So when I see Adam Sandler shite, I'm like, that opinion doesn't mean much, because I like him, you know, that kind of way.
Yeah.
That's how I look at it sometimes.
Like, it's all subjective too as well. And I suppose you're watching Adam Sandler and you're thinking of your childhood as well. Do you know what I mean? And then for somebody to say that it's shite, it's kind of a reflection on, well, I liked him when I was growing up. You know what I mean? Yeah,
but at the end of the day, there's no real comparison in someone living in Finglas to like Adam Sandler. But like, that's just an example.
The only thing is, I can guarantee you that Adam Sandler doesn't really care what we think.
That's it.
He's at home counting coin over in
Hollywood. Is he even going to see this? I doubt
it. We'll send it to him.
Well, he might happen to watch it tonight.
You never know. We might get cast in The Waterboy too.
I'd love that now.
I thought there was a Waterboy.
I think that was the other version, the X-rated one. I think you watched.
Was Mary Lou in it?
Now stop, Peter.
Sorry.
That's all killed you.
She's not in the rash. It's okay.
we're trying to create something, not
We're
get
new
cancelled.
tonight that Darren Conway is being kneecapped up and fingerless.
Well, not sure this is. Did you just come on here to get me cancelled?
No.
So one thing about Dublin is it's mad into sports and it has so many great teams. This is one of the questions I wrote down myself because I love sports. Which sport gets you going between soccer, rugby, GA, any of them? Which team?
To watch football, soccer. Big Man United fan, always have been since I'm a kid. Other than that, nothing really. Like snooker's alright sometimes, a bit of darts, but I don't like watch hurling or Gaelic or like rugby or anything like that. But I'd never miss a Man United match.
Yeah.
Wow, brilliant. Good stuff.
We've had this discussion before, but I used to support. Well, actually, when I was a kid, I used to support Liverpool, and then when I seen my father, how passionate he was, and all my family were United, and I think the only reason I started to support Liverpool when I was a kid was just to do something different.
Yeah.
When I seen the passion that he had in 1999, when they won the Champions League final in the last couple of minutes, I thought to myself, do you know what? It must be a special team. But I
went to Tenerife when I was a kid in '99, and Barcelona was a day trip thing you could go on because they're close enough. Are they close enough? I think I mightn't be in Tenerife now. Maybe I'm completely fucking off track here. That's the Canary Islands, somewhere close to it that we went. And I was in Barcelona when they won it that night, and it was mad. But I can't remember. It was only fucking 6 or something, you know. But I was in Barcelona when they won it.
It must have been crazy.
I can't remember it now. I can't remember it at all. I know I was there, you know, that way, but I remember subtle little someone running along with, you know.
I sort of went off soccer when like money got involved. I think it was actually when your man bought Chelsea and all the money started to be pumped into it.
Abramovich,
and next thing all the other clubs were getting bought up, and
it's gotten a bit like the VAR and everything, and just the whole like stoppage of play. There's no flow to it, and then like you have people jumping down for fouls and trying to get the person sent off because they're already on the yellow and stuff. There's no sportsmanship. It's all real like out to get each other. And
it's a shame. It's getting like that because it's a great game to play. Soccer is a brilliant game to play. It's one of the best games to play, I think. Having to kick around with a few boys, you know what I mean, and girls, like, you know. But I'm not being sexist, but no, it's a great game to play. But I remember, we went to a game in Poznan in the Euros, and it was Ireland versus Italy. And I remember I was never really at an international game before that. Just watching.
That was for the film, wasn't it?
That was for the film, yeah. And but I remember you were saying, every player, almost like they were running on eggshells because they were just waiting for the referee to blow the whistle, or they were expecting the referee to blow the whistle. It was kind of a shame. It was stop, start, you know?
Yeah. That's another thing. I have to do a podcast now and get you on and have a chat because there's loads to talk about all the Hardy books and everything. It's not
we do it, no problem. Anytime you want, Darren. And we get Mikey in as well. Mikey, you see, Mikey just is the only one of the lot of us that actually has a full-time job. So
is he? Yeah. What's he doing
this week? He's a care assistant, Pete?
Yeah, healthcare. Mikey's a healthcare assistant. Yeah, so he works nights some weeks, and then he works days other weeks, and he just be flat out, and then we're dragging him out to do a few sketches, and he's like, I got like 3 hours sleep, lads. Fucking leave me alone. Do you know what I
mean? Trying to make a living. But fair play to him.
Do you think would you be able to make a living out of what you do on social media?
I think definitely. I think in this day and age, there's just so much reliant on people that make things online to kind of promote their stuff, I suppose, in a way, without being an influencer, but doing it in your own way. But it can just fizzle out. You could probably become boring in the latter stages. You know, people like, got seeing this 4 years ago or something, you know, that kind of way. But for now, I'm all right, you know. But we'll see now after COVID and see what happens.
How have you coped with COVID?
I've been grand with it. I've just been very creative throughout the whole thing, and just watching a couple of films.
Adam Sandler films.
I've seen all them countless times. The Hubie Halloween one is the latest, I suppose.
The which one?
It's a Halloween film that came out on Netflix there.
No, didn't see
it. Peter, you fucking hate it.
Why would I hate it? Why would I hate it?
Because it's vintage Adam Sandler with the faces and the childish like behavior.
I actually liked what was it? Was it Old Boy?
I don't know. What was it?
Was it it's the one where he gets his school teacher pregnant when he's like really young. And
yeah.
What was that one called?
That's My Boy with Andy Samberg.
That was fucking funny. That was very fucking funny.
So basically, you don't like Adam Sandler, but you think all his movies are brilliant.
No. But it's just sometimes he annoys me. Do you know what I mean? Do you know?
Yeah. That's like saying I don't like ham, but I love a good ham samba. But enough of Adam Sandler.
Enough about Adam Sandler. Yeah, more about you, Darren, and tell us
more about you, Peter, and the cat.
But Darren, you're doing different characters in this show that's coming up?
The web series. No, this is I'm just playing one character. His name is DJ Fresh Vibes. He's a recluse 90s DJ who's been living in his granddad's house who was left to him. So he's just stuck in. Yeah, he's stuck in the gaff, and he's got this cameraman to record his journey back into being contemporary again in this era. So it's like it's away from COVID. It's nothing COVID. We've tried to do it as like an escapism for people to watch it and forget about everything going on.
Have you plans to make more of them?
Yeah, man, I love it. I love that character. It's really good. It's great. See, at the very start, it was just kind of, I had been doing stuff with like Fat Frog as this DJ Fresh Vibes character. You know the Fat Frog drink? I'd done a video, I was like promoting the Fat Frog as a video, but they came back with this and funded it for us. So we're able to get a budget on it, and they get what they want as well with the branding of the drink in it. It's a different route now. Everything isn't the way it used to be with kind of getting the funding for programs through the TV sources. So you can do a lot.
That's brilliant. It's brilliant. And is the character based on somebody you know, or is it just?
Not really. No. It's more or less loosely based on kind of heads that I know, well, heard of and heard stories about people in the 90s who were DJs who were these like bigger than life characters and thought that the world was inside them, like the world was happening for them, like rather than just happening. But the DJ Fresh Vibes is an absolute spoofer. He's just complete bullshit from start to finish. But you'll feel sorry for him as well. Like, we try to get a lot of human elements into it, where there's a lot of emotions rolling now in it.
Yeah. Brilliant. And how is it shot? Is it shot like mockumentary or?
Yeah, it's shot in a mockumentary style. Like, I know the camera's there kind of thing. But he's following me around throughout. He works in an ice rink. He's trying to set up this big event. He's just in the house, fucking spoofing how he's gonna do it. We got like t-shirts printed. A box of t-shirts, fucking posters, photo shoots, limos, everything is involved in it.
Brilliant.
Would you ever like to get it onto a TV? Did you ever see
Yeah, I'd like to do a full series on it now, because these are just kind of small 6.5-minute shorts, but 3 episodes. They all link in and make sense. But I'd like to do a full show, because there's a nice cliffhanger at the end of all this as well, that is open for more or a bigger thing to happen.
Brilliant. So, one of the questions actually was asked last night, because I don't even know if Pete knows this. I put out like a questionnaire last night to see does anyone would like, and one of the questions was, do you ever see yourself doing like a live chat show, Saturday Night Live or something like that?
Yeah, man, like that would be like a kind of a dream of mine now, since I'm young, is to, like, because I always loved kind of Ali G and stuff like that, and now like Ali G's kind of style of just sitting there and just being completely straight, like, and saying how it is.
Ali G was very funny. He was very funny.
He done a great one with David and Victoria Beckham. It's just
that's iconic. Right. Yes. Yeah.
It's iconic. But I'd actually like to do it as DJ Fresh Vibes. And
that's what I was like, would you do it as Darren, or would you do it as a character?
I'd do it as a character, because I think there's more in a character than just being yourself and having a chat about something. Where when you're someone else, you can kind of say what you want, really. Like man, DJ Fresh Vibes probably just be say anything, but nothing too bad.
Yeah. You sort of know, but your inhibitions sort of leave you a little bit more when you're playing a character. It's like you can always blame it on the character.
It's almost like you have a license to say all the things that you want to say, but you're afraid to say it within yourself.
Yeah, but it's still sort of can't, though, because some people can't separate a character from a real person. Like,
that's true.
That's the way it is, really, as well. But I'd like to do something like that now. We'll get you on. We'll get you on. We have a chat.
Definitely.
Yeah, definitely. That'd be funny. Your chat show.
I find just having I find the same thing with doing the stage things. You can actually say things that you wouldn't say in a video on stage, because it's a one-time thing.
Yeah.
You understand what I'm saying? So you can,
of course,
jokes you can use that you'd never put into a video, because it's like a snap. It's just a Snapchat of that particular moment, and it's recorded, so you're not going to no real comebacks from it.
Yeah.
But
definitely. No, I understand what you're saying there. Definitely. The stage stuff is just straight to the point, isn't it? You can say what you want and get away with murder until someone has a camera phone and goes, "Ready."
You stopped your set down in Ennis one night to tell people to come off the phones.
Who did? I did.
You did, yeah.
Or did I?
You did, yeah, down in Ennis.
Did I? I don't. I thought you were talking to Darren there. I don't remember that. But
I was never in Ennis.
But maybe I did. Maybe I was getting frustrated or something.
In a French way.
Yes, I think I did. But the live stuff is good fun. It is good fun in retrospect. But then there's moments on stage where you're like, yes, I have this. It's almost like you're playing a good game of indoor soccer or something. Do you know what I mean? You're like, I'm doing well now. Do you know what I mean? But then there's other times where you're kind of like improv, and it's like you're climbing an invisible ladder, and you're kind of going, fuck, I don't know about my next step. Do you know? Yeah. But I've talked to a few comedians, and they feel the same way. I was talking to Owen as well. Owen dreads the live stuff, and he's so very good at it. Do you know what I mean? And I'm like, why are you dreading it? Yeah. I think everybody's the same. Everybody kind of has this kind of fear that, well, apart from you, Cowboy, you love the live stuff.
I love it.
You love it. You get a kick out of it. But it does give you a license to be a bit cheekier than sometimes on video. I don't know, maybe.
It does, yeah, definitely. Because the video's there forever, isn't it? And then the live stuff is there for 40 minutes or whatever you do.
Yeah. I think it's instant gratification as well. It's just you get an instant laugh. Do you know what I mean? Whereas the video, it's slowly you get the buzz back of it. You know.
That's it.
Yeah. It's good, but anything that's creative and anything that, even if it just makes a few people laugh, it's worth putting up. But I love the live because it's the excitement of the build up to it, and then there's a buzz being on it, and the buzz afterwards. It goes down, like you drop very quickly afterwards. So it's like you feel like you need to get on stage.
When I done it now, I felt like I wasn't there to a sense. I couldn't say what I wanted to say because I was overwhelmed by the situation of it.
Okay.
So you're kind of like have all these ideas and jokes in your head, and you're like, you don't know how to say them because it's just completely different. It's a hard one to crack, I think.
Yeah, it is a hard one to crack. Yeah, you're learning all the time. I think myself and Steve were just practicing over and over again, and we'd have like a loose script, and then it's like like having a little plan. And once you have the loose script, like 4 or 5 good gags, you can improv around it, and then I think that's the key, you know.
Yeah, sure. The gig I done with you was a almighty pressure because fucking Fred Cook and Kevin McGarrihan were before me. I've never even done stand up, and I'm talking about for 2 minutes or something, full of drink.
That gig was particularly strange because it went on for about fucking 7 hours. We'd like 20 fucking acts.
Yeah, music acts, comedy, every sort of act was there. We put out the feelers for so many people to come, and we didn't think that everyone was going to come back to us, but it was brilliant. And it was very exciting.
There was actually more performers than actual people watching it.
That was just like 50 performers and 5 people watching.
More people watching behind the scenes. Actually, I watched last night some of the videos from that, especially when we got up at the end and we all started with Boom Child. We all got up at the end and started. There was some amount of us up on stage.
Yeah, the bag of flour, remember?
That's right. Yes.
I was going to use that picture. I was going to use that picture to put up on last night when I put up the story. Yeah. I thought to myself, no, but now is not the time.
Like, so he was a drug dealer then before he started doing all this.
It's very funny. It's very funny.
It suited the atmosphere. I don't know, because I had a joke with that in it.
Yeah.
And I brought me mate and he had sunglasses on and I was pretending that he was like some cartel thing and he had this and I was holding it for him and all that shit. But as I said, I got lost in the moment on the stage and couldn't think of that situation in my head, and then just ended up using it at the end and pretended that we had a big session.
Yeah.
There's some brilliant pictures from that night too as well. There's some brilliant stills. We might throw that picture up if you don't mind after the podcast goes out, maybe.
Yeah, whatever, man.
Yeah.
Just don't take it out of context.
No, we won't take it out of context. No. Cops come knocking at your door.
Fingless drug dealer does podcast with $3 and gets kneecapped on the same night. Right. Listen, I have a couple of questions from people that texted in. We'll do them quick. Some of the names are just like, I'm just going to read out their Instagram names because like I couldn't make out what the names were. Yetzi87, he just goes #?
Yeah, man. Fair play. There's always has to be a question mark before hash.
Colin O'Reilly goes, tell us about the infamous dodgy night in the Workman's at Christmas. That was, I'm presuming it's the gig that we done.
Tell them about it.
Yeah. What was it like?
It was great crack. It was great crack.
You'll have to tell me about it because I can't remember a thing about it.
It was great. It was great crack. Your man, remember, Fergal?
Yes.
He came dressed as Santa and just started giving out presents, remember?
Yes. He turned into he was a bit of a naughty Santa, wasn't he?
He was very naughty, actually. I had to bring my missus out for a glass of water. Out in the smoking area. I was like, don't be looking at him. Don't be looking at him.
I actually got thrown out of my own gate after party.
Did you?
That's right. That's right. You thought you. I think Steve, you thought the gig was still going on, and you went on stage when there was a jazz band, and you started trying to sing and stuff. You got kicked out.
And then I got kicked out, and then I went back to the apartment block, and that was a different story altogether. Mark Maloney was with me as well at some stage.
Yeah.
All sorts were going on in my head. I was getting paranoid as fuck. But
yeah,
anyway,
actually, I actually going to tell this story just so Darren knows what actually happened.
Let's go.
Yeah, it's a bit bizarre because you woke me up at about 5 or 6 o'clock in the morning. You're like, Pete, I found him. He's been following me all night. I was like, who's been following you all night? He's on the phone. He's looking at dirty shit on the phone. I was like, what are you on about, man? And you went down to the car park and you opened the door of a security guard. And you were like, come out the fuck, will you? Come out the fuck. See, look at the phone. I think you'd paranoid that the security guard was looking at some dodgy shit on his phone and he was following you all night. But no wonder he's following you all night. He was a fucking security guard.
What was going on? What happened?
I freaked him out. I just completely freaked him out because when I left the apartment that we were staying in, where was that, Pete?
Oh, I can't remember.
It wasn't too far away from the Guinness storehouse. But when we had walked out down to the Workman's, there was this fella in a car, and he was parked in the apartment's car park. But it was like a big complex. But I could see him, and the engine was running. So when I landed back at whatever time, 4 or 5 in the morning, the car was still there. There was a man in it. And for some reason, I remembered that this man had been there earlier on that night, or a man in a car. The car was still running. So I went up to the apartments, and for some reason, I got it into my head that this fella was dodgy, and that he was recording people, or he was watching like not the good porn on the laptop.
Not the good porn.
So I decided I'd go in the back way. That's what she said last night. I decided I'd go in the back way behind the car. I'd go down into the apartment's car park and take him by surprise. So I just I was full of anger at this stage. I was kicked out of the Workman's, whatever.
You thought you were doing right.
Yeah, I thought I was doing the right thing. I thought I was being
you thought you're giving out some rough justice. Fair enough.
Yeah.
So I pulled your man out of his own car. But what he was probably watching was a laptop of the security fucking videos. But I was there for ages, and he was going calling the cops, and I was like, yeah, call the cops. I want the cops here. And next thing,
I am the cops.
So then I went up, and Mark Maloney had landed back at this stage as well, and he hadn't a fucking clue what I was on about. It was mental.
And how did you get out of it?
I just left. I just walked away.
He probably just got a shock and said, "Is that fucking your man, the Hardy books?"
I freaked him out. He was scared, he was shaking because I had him. I was going to fucking, I don't know what I was going to do to him. Anyway, we all woke up the next morning anyway, and that's the main thing.
Oh yeah, it was grand. It was grand at the finish.
Once you have your health, what? All you need is your health.
Oisin asks, what is your favorite love-hate character?
Old age, isn't it? Have to be. He just gave the show something extra that made you want to watch it.
Great actor.
Yeah, Tom.
He's brilliant.
Yeah,
he's
brilliant. Brilliant.
We're on about characters removed from what they're really like. I mean, he couldn't be any more different than his character.
100%, yeah.
He was in Peaky Blinders as well, wasn't he?
Was he?
I didn't watch that now.
I think he was in Peaky Blinders, yeah. That's good. The Peaky Blinders is good, but I kind of fell out of it. I kind of watched a few episodes.
Yeah. He was in the Avengers. He played a CGI'd villain in
I think so, yeah, he was.
Yeah. And he
Fair
was
play.
in the Infiltrator with Bryan Cranston.
I didn't see any.
Oh, was he? Okay.
Yeah, you wouldn't know, like, if you didn't see like who was in it, you'd kind of say he looks like Nidge, you know, that way.
Yeah.
But it is him. So
Yeah.
I watch all this shit. I watch all of it.
Yeah, like Pete, you've watched an awful lot of movies, and you'd be mad at me when you ask me a question. Not mad at me, but you're like, you'd be taking references from.
Why don't you watch the movies, Steve? Why don't you watch the movies?
Yeah.
No, I'd have a cultural reference from a movie, and it'd be just a big story behind it, and then Steve would be looking at me perplexed. You know.
I hate them situations where it's like you're trying to say something from a film or a program, and like everyone didn't see it, and you're like, "All right then." No problem.
That's just the way it goes.
Dari LG says, just says Euro 2012 ? Don't know what that means. Is it any reference to you?
Oh, it could be that Just Eat video I done.
Okay. Is that late? Okay. Was it?
It was like just something to do with the Euros next year. I don't know. Fucking shit. Maybe it was.
Might have been a typo.
Yeah. Oh well.
Ferdy at 91 says, "What's your opinion on legalizing cannabis?"
Legalize it for people that need it. Yeah, I suppose. And whoever else wants to smoke it, don't really like do anything like that myself. But like, if people need it and people enjoy it, and they're not going around punching the head off everyone and breaking windows and cars, go ahead.
Yeah, fire into it. And last one, Claren Cleary 99. What do you think of the new Guinness cans?
The 00 ones.
I don't know. I don't know whether it didn't say the 00. I think it must have been the 00 cans.
Yeah, I heard they taste the exact same. So I'll probably have one of them myself now because I don't drink much anymore. So I'd give that a bash. But I think there's another can out, a smaller one, isn't there? I thought I might have seen somewhere the other day.
Yeah, we've a small one as well. It's a mouthful shorter than the usual, which I was very disappointed in. Yeah,
there's no logic in it at all, is there?
No logic.
And so they're non-alcoholic Guinness now. They do in a can.
Yeah. Like the Heineken and the other.
Oh, that's good. That's good. It's a nice little. It's change it up. Can you?
And you can be the driver and have an hour pint of Guinness and still think you're having a nice sup.
That's a nice touch. That reminds me of the story I heard of these guys that broke into a church and they robbed the altar wine, and they had a camping trip and they all got locked in the altar wine. And then they woke up and they seen the embers burning, and it was like 100% non-alcoholic.
Placebo.
Yeah, do that to you if you didn't know, I suppose.
Well, that's it. Placebo. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
I don't know. I think leave Guinness alone. Leave it the way it is. But I was told that the reason that they're doing that is so that they can advertise in countries that you can't advertise alcoholic drinks in.
That's clever.
They just see the name and they're like, it doesn't matter if it's 00 or not.
Yeah,
Guinness. That's clever. That's very clever.
And it's a beautiful can. The thing is, the can is absolutely a gorgeous can. It's just like the old black Guinness cans, but it has a blue ring on the top and a blue ring on the bottom.
Yeah, and brilliant. Brilliant.
That is it, Darren. I think we'll wrap it up there. I think we're an hour in, which is great being chatting to you, and we chatting to you again soon. And hope all goes well with your new series that's going to be out on your Instagram, IGTV.
Yeah, and the YouTubes and whatever.
Brilliant, Darren. Brilliant. And thanks for the chat. And the next chat we have, we'll get into your sexual history.
Yeah, which is bleak, but yeah.
No, I was just trying
no problem.
I was just trying to put you on the spot there.
Oh yeah, there's no putting me on the spot because I know what to expect with you, Peter. You're all about that. All about that R-rated stuff.
Listen, hopefully we can all meet up and go to Arnold Sandler movie sometime.
Yeah, hopefully.
I can't wait.
Or we could just go and have a game of snooker or a game of pool or something, you know?
Yeah, and a few 0-0 Guinness, so.
A few 0-0 Guinness. Listen, thanks very much, Darren, for coming on.
Thanks a lot, lads. I appreciate it, honestly now.
Take care.